Good afternoon and welcome to Naples, Florida, and the Paradise Coast Sports Complex for the 2024 FBU National Championship Middle School Title Tilts. And the 6th grade starts us off here on a glorious Sunday. Neil Sika with the Freshman All-American Bowl director, Anthony Williams, here to have some fun. Anthony, great to see you again. Season's greetings, everyone. We've got the 6th grade matchup with DFW East. It's a second-year program. It's not affiliated with DFW that won the 6th grade championship last year. And then North LA and their aerial attack. But you've got Elijah Tolliver with DFW East, who's been a monster this whole tournament, maybe, arguably, the best player that we've seen in the 6th grade level in this tournament.
No, absolutely. I had a chance to see them last week in the regional round in Austin, Texas, and he was a superb player. But it's not just him. There are not a lot of players on the team, but those kids play together. They don't make mistakes, and they're always in position to make plays. Coach Bullett's doing a great job with this team, and I'm really looking forward to seeing North LA's pass attack. We're hearing a lot about it all week.
Coach Terrence Bullitt doing double duty and a Bullitt train to get over here. He was coaching the 10U DFW East team in a consolation game. This marvelous facility with multiple grade levels. We just saw a thrilling end to the 10U championship with Tennessee defeating Maryland. If you've been following along all day on our FBU YouTube page, and we're glad to have you aboard for the 6th grade championship, which started back in 2013. This is the 12th edition. DFW, not DFW East, the defending champs. And it's North LA that will receive the opening kickoff with Greg Geller teeing it up in those red, white, and blue gradient jerseys. Underway in the 6th grade championship. Played 10-minute quarters. The return comes from Kalen Arnold. And Arnold gets out over the 10 to the 14. So we see the North LA offense. Coach Dirt, the man in charge. Brandon Manning is his given name. And they've got King Brandon Manning Jr. that makes the big plays and makes the offense go for this North LA team.
Great opening kick, Neil. I mean, in youth football, as you know, special teams dominates. And to have them pushed back here inside the 20-yard line for that first series is going to make a difference. Let's see how this passing game turns out to be all expected.
North LA got by GMSAA in the semifinals, 16-0. DFW East beat GFL 32-6. They run a little counter to start on offense. Lorenz McDaniel, but not much running room on the interior after a short pickup, 2nd down.
Love the misdirection on the first play. A lot of youth team defenses aren't used to that. So a great call, but great defense on that first play.
Underway in the 6th grade FBU National Championship. First of the 3 big middle school games. That's a little Wildcat action. Charles McAlpine, they call him the muscle of the team. He's the motor of the car, and he motors along out near the 20, setting up 3rd and 5. They go to him again. And McAlpine following blockers. That's good work by the line. And that's really such an interesting dichotomy at this level, the blocking, the little things that you build upon getting to that varsity level, Anthony. All taught through FBU, of course, through the years, but watching how the simple plays make the big difference in games like these.
Oh, and I love that they're going up-tempo, what we call NASCAR. They're going fast. Yeah, looks like they're forced a timeout here maybe, but I love the pace that the offense is showing right now.
So starting this drive deep in their own territory, and North LA has a first down. Our referee for this 6th grade championship is Alex Acevedo. Got an equipment issue for the moment. Championship week, another rousing success. Had the FBU All-American Bowl, the freshman game last night. Spinning off would-be tacklers and finding 2 and 3 extra yards on the carry. Jason Smith, who can make the big play at any time for this North LA team. There he is, number 18.
second and short here. Every coach loves first play. You get 8 yards. Now you got some different options with different calls you can have here on second down.
This snap to Lorenz McDaniel, and McDaniel picks up a healthy dose, around 9 or 10 yards. You know, there is nothing more gratifying to an offense. You start a game where at any point where that line is getting that push and you're getting 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. Off the Wildcat, just saying that, a bobbled snap by McAlpine, but he covered it up and got back to the original line of scrimmage. So North LA moving the football on their opening drive. They're near midfield.
Yeah, Neil, you and I know, watching a lot of football over the years, it's all one at the line of scrimmage. No matter what age you're at, no matter what level, if you went to the line of scrimmage, you're going to have success, and North LA is definitely having success right now.
On the direct snap, this is King Brandon Manning Jr., and he's whirled around in the backfields. That was good pursuit. Hot on the edge, big bodies. Braylon Kimball, who stacks the middle of that line for DFW East, and is substituting out now, but you've got Elias Eastis and a stout front that's finally pushing back with some resistance. So it's 3rd and 12. Opening possession of the 6th grade FBU National Championship here in Naples. Jazz Davis Jr. They've shown multiple players in that backfield taking snaps and using their abilities to break free. It makes it 4th and more manageable here.
Definitely run out of a power formation. They'll probably show it again. They're overstacking one side, and wherever that side is stacked at, that's what they're running. They're having success there.
4th and 7.
Overload right.
King Brandon Manning Jr.
Oh, first pass.
Got to put it in the air. But he's under duress, and with the pocket breaking down, he'll go down. Swarming in was Caleb Coleman to make sure he couldn't get to the edge. And the DFW East defense holds, and a turnover on downs for North LA.
Great job by young Caleb there, staying in coverage. And then once he saw that quarterback was going to commit to the run, he just came out of coverage and forced him inside. And got the big stop there. Now they've got the ball on the plus side of the field, so good for Dallas East.
You know, and ordinarily it doesn't always hold true this way, but with the grade levels developing, you see a lot more ball control, run-heavy offenses at the 6th grade level. That's not to say they can't throw it, but they tend to dictate the terms that way. So the first offensive snap is a good gain right up the middle. Trendon Meadows with the carry, and he's got 6 yards on first down for DFW East, who starts in excellent field position.
Keep an eye down here, Elijah, who's played in multiple offensive positions in this tournament, down at the receiver at the bottom of the screen here.
Lined up on the near side. He's the one that looks like an 8th grader. On the give. About 3 or 4 more in the middle. A good push by that offensive front. Chris Davis had the carry. 3rd and 2. Now this DFW East team kind of new to the complexion of FBU, but trying to return a title at the 6th grade level to the Metroplex here in 2024. They go to Meadows, and he's right around the sticks at the 36-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah, Trenton's showing very good patience there. A lot of young running backs at this age, that we've seen over the years, they want to try and bounce everything outside. And he just took what he got and got the first down, knew the situation, and was able to move the chains for his team.
Majority of these players go both ways. This is a truncated roster for DFW East. They go airborne, and it's broken up. They wanted Tolliver for the first time downfield, but that's an excellent job in coverage by Jayshon Smith.
Looks like he may have rolled his ankle there. Did make a good job. He did a good job on that, breaking that pass up. Elijah usually comes up with those 50-50 balls, so that's great defense.
Tolliver, he's been aligned on the near side of your screen. They've got 2 to the far side. with a split gun on 2nd and 10. They go back to Tolliver. He's got it. They'll just throw it up. Eventually he's going to gobble it up. That's a first down inside the 15 to the 12, and the elusive skills of Tolliver on display.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Coach Bullitt, who I know personally, looked at that kid come up with an ankle and said, let's go right back at him before he can see a trainer. So, nice call there.
So just outside the 10. First down at the 11. Slipping in the hole, Davis. And the ball comes out, but the referees say that Davis was down.
No, Neil, we've been out here since Wednesday and noticed a lot of players slipping on the turf. We haven't had a lot of rain. It's just the slickness of the turf, and kids need to understand that and maybe adjust their cut steps so they make sure that they stay up. But there's been a lot of slips this week.
Silas Valencia is the quarterback. He's going far side to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, DFW East. Tony Glenn with the opening score of the 6th grade championship.
Nice throw by Silas Valencia here. Sets back, sees where he's going right away, gets rid of the ball.
Don't overcomplicate it, right?
No.
Just put it in where the receivers can grab it. And he had a step, turned around, and beat the coverage of Kalen Arnold.
And it wasn't bad coverage, Neil. Sometimes a great throw and a great catch overcomes good coverage.
They run on the conversion. This is Tolliver. And he's in a straitjacket, gobbled up. Great defense on the conversion try by North LA. So it stands 6-0 DFW East. They take advantage of the short field and hit the aerial attack when they need it to make the big plays and go up on an 11-yard touchdown pass to Tony Glenn from Silas Valencia. Well, championship week, Anthony. Here we are once again, and in Naples for basically just under a decade now. Every year is special, but what have you noticed and what stood out to you this week throughout all the festivities? Not only the youth championship games, the middle school tournament, but what we had last night on display in the freshman FBU All-American Bowl.
A couple of quick things, just the amount of people here. You know, we're now adding 10U. Steve and Matt and Eric have done a good job of expanding the tournament and giving the kids from all over the country a showcase to come out and show their athletic ability. Last night's game was epic. I had a feeling when I picked that roster that they'd be a really good game, and it turned out to be a great game last night.
Do you get partial coaching credit even though you weren't coaching for the first time?
I'm not here for credit. You know that. I'm just here to help kids, Neil.
And you do a marvelous job with it. All the coaches do. The staff here impeccable through the years for Football University. That kickoff return by Lorenz McDaniel, so a second crack now for North LA with the ball. Trailing 6-0. A long way to come to Naples for North LA, but they have put some offense on display and had a shutout in the semifinal to get here over GMSAA, Georgia Middle School. There was nothing doing on that opening carry. It's almost as if North LA's D, or DFW's D, was in the huddle on that snap.
Tristan did a great job reading that. Just came off the edge unblocked, and they're trying to run another counter play, and he just garfed it up right there. It was a great job by him.
Tristan Huth with the big stop and a big loss for North LA, who ran power to start the game to decent success, but have stymied on their last few snaps. They look power again with McAlpine. And he's pile driven to the ground after he squirts through for maybe a couple of yards, but it's 3rd and long.
Yeah. Coach Bullitt, former linebacker, played at A&M, played in the league with the Colts. I think he made an adjustment now that he sees that overload. He's now shifting his guys over and putting more people over there. They're just getting outmanned before. Nice adjustment so far in this first quarter.
The snap goes to Jazz Davis Jr., who runs out over the 40, but still well shy of a first down. And there was pursuit there by Tolliver to get out toward the boundary, cut him down. So 4th down for North LA, and they call a timeout here with 2:11 remaining in the first quarter, 10-minute quarters. At any point, if we go over 24 or a lead is 24 points, we hit running clock. But North LA on display, and there have been some Southern California teams that have sprinkled in throughout the years. 7th grade, and think of Orange County, and it all started with JT Daniels once upon a time, about a decade ago.
No, it's a good stuff. You know, I think this coach is thinking, you know, hey, we got stopped at 4th down now. We don't want to go down and give them a short field. I think he's kind of deciding whether to punt or not. If I were him, I would suggest punting and flipping the field here against this potent offense of DFW East. See what he does here.
When we break down DFW East and the territory of where a lot of these kids are coming from, at least from the eastern portion of the Metroplex, and I know you're down in that area, so where's the consensus of this group come from?
Yeah, the DFW East is mostly, like I said, East Dallas into Fort Worth. It's been an area with lots of good talent there. In fact, the high school team, North Crowley, won the state championship. What a great play.
That's a great completion on the crossing route over the middle, but an even better stick. Lee Simon caught it, but he's dropped a yard shy of the first down.
Trenton Meadows again making a big play there. But yeah, these kids, North Crowley won the state championship 6A last night, undefeated. They beat DeSoto and Duncanville on their way. Great team, and so that Dallas East and Fort Worth area is starting to really show the talent they have there. And Terrence doing a good job of acquiring some of that young talent here today.
Well, right there's some talent in Trenton Meadows. That was a textbook tackle right in the middle of the field. So 2 possessions for North LA. And they get out near midfield but come up just shy. And on 1st down, now we see the versatile Tolliver, who takes the handoff. He's still going. Out of the molehill, he is a mountain to bring down. And 11 yards and a 1st down after what looked like he was bottled up after a 2-yard carry.
I'm going to throw out a name, Neil, that a lot of these young kids probably never even heard of, but Elijah reminds me of Earl Campbell running the ball.
Wow.
People grabbing his jersey, and he's straight-arming people and just trucking people. That kid just plays with all passion.
Oftentimes that jersey was torn into 2 pieces.
Yes.
Outstanding Hall of Famer. Inside 90 seconds. The quick out comes to the near side. And to Callahan Jr., Brandon Callahan Jr. motoring along. Another 1st down for DFW East, who's looking the part here in the first quarter when they've had the football.
Neil, I'm loving the way they're mixing things up. You had Elijah outside in the first series. Now he's in the backfield. They come out in 3-by-1. They throw the bubble screen, pick up another 1st down. They're really keeping North LA's defense kind of offbeat with what they're doing. Doing a great job of balancing things up.
It's been a great variety of play calling so far for Terrence Bullitt, who's, despite coaching multiple teams, he's also got the multiple chores of being the offensive and defensive coordinator for this team.
He can handle it.
Valencia loves those aerials. Why wouldn't you when you've got these receivers? What a catch. And down to the 5-yard line, the man who had the touchdown, Tony Glynn, has it 1st and goal for DFW East.
North LA was in a cover 2 there. The corner was in pretty decent position. Safety got overlaid. Great throw again by Silas, and then right back into the goal line here.
20 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Maybe time for one more play here in the first quarter. In no hurry, DFW East. They had an 11-yard touchdown to Glynn on their opening possession on a short field. And they're going to talk it over, actually, and take this thing to the second quarter, where DFW East, they've made the most of their opening quarter here in the 6th grade FBU National Championship, knocking on the door after 1. When we come back to Naples, the second quarter for the 2024 6th grade FBU National Championship.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
but I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Miami Garden Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Chaminade made me. Coach Jones made me. My team made me. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
Back in Naples, Paradise Coast Sports Complex. This fantastic stadium, which opened 4 years ago, right out of COVID in full capacity. It was packed last night for the FBU All-American Bowl. And we've got the director of that game, Anthony Williams, my partner, Neil Sika, with you. Start of the second quarter, and DFW East leading 6-0. Got a great crew here in Naples, and the first play of the second quarter is a first and goal situation. Silas Valencia. He's got Meadows and Davis flanking each hip. Motions Callahan. Gives up the middle. Meadows. Party of 6. Touchdown DFW East.
Great cut by Tristan once again. Once again, this is not a one-man show. It isn't just Elijah. You've got players who can really get after it here.
Trendon Meadows with a house call to double up the score. And now a conversion. You know, they've taken advantage of the short fields. They've made the plays defensively to give that offense an opportunity to succeed. And now they're going to kick this. Greg Geller's the kicker. He's also the backup quarterback.
Greg Geller lined up to kick.
Very strong leg by the kicker here. He really showed out last week in Hutto. He's got some range here.
Oh, we also saw it on the opening kickoff.
Exactly.
And watching some of the college football playoff, Anthony, I know that there'll be schools that are looking for somebody who can kick it 40 yards. Geller, that's perfect. Up and through. 13-0. DFW East. So the start they were in search of to begin the 6th grade national championship. When you beat a program like GFL in the semifinals, which they did 32-6, they probably didn't feel like they were putting anybody on notice, but knowing the history of this tournament, you're putting people on notice.
It's nice to have on your resume if you can beat a team from Georgia. And I know that Terrence is probably, if he asked for any start, this is how he wanted to do it.
So, with a 13-0 lead, and North LA needs a response, and oftentimes we can see where this thing can escalate quickly.
Well, Neil, it's early, but North LA's got an answer here quickly to stay in this game. Momentum is definitely on the side of DFW East, so looking to see how they respond here on this next series.
Greg Geller, who's shown his strong leg already on a kickoff, and just a moment ago with the extra point. Ready to kick it deep. DFW East scoring on the first play of the second quarter. Look at this blast. Touchback. We'll keep an eye on Greg Geller. And that great leg that's been on display already. So North LA, with their multi-dimensional looks and personnel to which will tote the rock at times, they need someone to come up with a big play.
Well, they've got the players to do it. I think they have to adjust that this Dallas defense is starting to lock in on their overload. So I'm sure Coach will try and keep running some counters and maybe start throwing the ball a little bit on some quick hitters.
One thing that they have right in their wheelhouse, this weather. It's straight out of Central Casting. Just glorious. Here on this Sunday afternoon in Southwest Florida. King Brandon Manning Jr. in the backfields along with Jazz Davis Jr. They run a jet sweep. There is a flag. Ja'Shawn Smith
Got 2 flags in play.
got all the way out near the 40 and over the 40 into the North LA bench, but DFW East says, I think we're going back.
Yeah.
Procedure penalty.
Yep.
And a hold.
I want to commend Coach Bullitt on his defense right now. They're in a 5-3 defense, Neil, and they have their best player in the middle. So you can't really double him. He's obviously got great speed and athletic ability, and he can get to side and make some plays here. But great first call, just unfortunate with the procedure penalty. But I think they'll see that jet sweep again here coming up.
It's so commonplace in this day and age of modern football with these athletes who you got to be able to cover, you got to be able to stop the run and just cover so much ground where you supplant in the middle of the field. That's why the 3-3 stack is so popular.
Well, the game has evolved, Neil. You and I know from back in the day, it was
Sure.
if you were big, you can play. Now, if you're a small guy and you've got quick, fast twitch, these offenses now, you'll find a way. They'll put
There are
a package
places
in
for you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was kind of the old adage, was it the chicken or the egg? The offense, when the spread evolves, let's line up, space it out, and see if they can stop us. They spread look here, North LA. And DFW East has the answer defensively. Caleb Coleman out in the flat made sure that was going to be a minimal gain for Kalen Arnold.
One of the things that impressed me, Neil, about the 6th grade and all the youth teams really, they remind me of last year's Michigan team that won the college title. They're really good at tackling. You don't see arm tackles. You don't see guys diving at feet, hoping they fall down. You're seeing guys hit, wrap, and drive, and I love that they understand the fundamentals of tackling.
And with their coach and the pedigree that Terrence Bullitt has, you would think that they'd be coached well in all facets of the game.
Look at that.
Flash pass to the outside, but it's just a swarm of those bottle pop jerseys, if you will. And out on the edge, another big tackle. This time Braxton Warner making sure that it was Kason Gray that wasn't going anywhere. 3rd and 12.
Great job by Braxton, staying balanced, letting the guy put all the moves, just staying square, being in a good hitting position, finish it with a nice tackle.
Penalties set them back. First penalties of the game. It's been relatively clean so far, and just trying to run for some daylight. Manning Jr. out to making it more manageable for the punt team, assuming that's what they're going to roll with deep in their own territory right now. Just 2 minutes into the second quarter, and 4th and 6. I think it's 4th and 7 upcoming for North LA. Lorenz McDaniel splitting out all the way on that far side. On the keep and running upfield. Interesting that they play for it, but there's nowhere to go for Manning Jr. That interior is so well defended, but there is an injury and an awkward fall that goes into Elijah Tolliver. You just saw that, but he is back up. Scary moment for a minute there.
Yeah. For the youth coaches that are watching this right now, I think, Neil, you hear me say this every year we do this. Focus, get some work on your special teams. That's a situation there where they probably should have tried to flip the field. They go for it, being aggressive, and now they give DFW East an even shorter field with that offense running the way it is right now.
Coach Jurt probably understanding that what he's seen from the DFW East offense might be hard to contain. They needed points, but now you've got the team with a 13-point lead starting at year 26 and now to the 21. They're continuing to repair Elijah Tolliver. He looks like he's favoring his
Wrist.
left hand or wrist area.
Yeah.
Not the way he fell back there, that it was more of his leg.
I can guarantee you that will not keep Elijah out of this game.
He's like, hurry up with the repairs. I want to get back in there. He's had the one big catch. Of course, don't undersell Tony Glenn and how good he's been with the reception for a touchdown and another big catch. Valencia to the air, down the seam. There's Glenn on cue. First down inside the 15 to the 14.
Love the call. DFW comes out 3-by-1. They're expecting run. Middle of slot receiver finds a little hole in the middle of the defense, picks up the first down.
Tolliver's still out on this offensive series after DFW East turned over North LA on downs for a third time already in the half. Silas Valencia. With Chris Davis in the backfield off his hip. Valencia throws to the flat. A good catch and trying to anticipate the tackle, but that's good pursuit out on the edge by North LA. Callahan Jr. caught it, and then a slew of red jerseys came in to make the stop, led by Lorenz McDaniel.
Nice adjustment by North LA's defense there. That's a big tackle there. Pursuit's coming, just hold on, wait for the cavalry to come. So now they've got them behind the sticks for the first time.
Tolliver's still out. He's got his helmet off. Well, they adjust to him on the sideline. 2nd and 14. They can get a first down inside the 5. That throw a little offline, but it's still caught. And trying to spin out of the strip attempt by Jayshon Smith is Caleb Coleman, who made a nice adjustment to haul in that football.
Another great call there, Neil. Come out 3-by-1 the other way. Last time they bubble screen. This time with North LA in zero coverage. They go backside with the slant. It's wide open to pick up the first down. Oh, short. No, they're on this side. So they're 3rd and 8 now.
It's not just the ability to mix it up, but the diversity at this level of football, to have this wealth of a playbook is nothing short of fascinating. The timeout here with 5:06 remaining in the half. 13-0 DFW East, and they're looking for more here at the midpoint of this second quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you, Neil. The level of football by these kids in 12 years old, you know, they're now at the point now where they're doing what they see in college. You know, they are looking at the defense. Coach is like, hey, I don't want that call. We're going to go to something else. And they're literally calling the play in the live during the game. I love that. You normally wouldn't see that at this level. Start to see it at 8th grade. But now, because these kids are so advanced with so much 7-on-7 and coming to our camps and development and their IQ being raised, coaches can now say, hey, I don't like that call. I called out of the huddle. Let's change it to this, and they move the ball. So I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from DFW East right now.
He's Anthony Williams. I'm Neil Sika. Great to have your company here in Naples. We've got the 6th grade FBU National Championship to start off our middle school title tilts. DFW East, Dallas Fort Worth, and east of that Metroplex. Anthony mentioning kind of bleeding into Fort Worth. They have been outstanding. To the air, incomplete. Valencia near the goal line, and it's a good sign even if it fell incomplete because Tolliver's back out there after missing the first 4 snaps. It is 4th down, though, upcoming with the team in the lead.
Almost unheard of. 6th grade, they're in empty formation. No running backs, and Silas is making great reads and great throws right now.
3 far side, 2 near. Valencia with the pocket collapsing. He's throwing it up. It's dropped. Oh, it was there for Glenn for his 2nd touchdown. And maybe he'll say in future days he lost it in the sun, but that was right there amongst all the duress. But it falls incomplete.
Great job by Silas. Once again, you're in empty, so you know you've got no help to pick up any blitzes. He makes the end miss and makes a pretty good throw off his back foot, rolling away, and really a ball that should have been caught. Good break for North LA, though, to kind of get the ball back and try and get in the end zone here.
It's maybe the most impressive thing you can notice about a kid like Valencia. Despite his size, he knows where he wants to go with the football right away. There's no hesitation.
Exactly.
But now his team plays defense, and McAlpine, who's had the lion's share of carries out of that backfield, a lot of wildcat looks out of power for this North LA team. They get the much-needed stop. There is a flag. And right now, the North LA coaching staff with a word for Alex Acevedo, our referee. I don't know if they get a sideline warning here.
I think, yeah. I think the coaches might be out of the box a little bit.
I think that's always an important lesson to take away. This era we live in of the popularity of youth sports, football, whatever you may strike as your fancy. Parents are passionate, excited, but even if you're coaching, trying to keep those emotions in check important.
Yes, we need to make sure that the adults and the parents understand we're trying to set an example for these young kids. They're out here playing hard, and they don't need drama from the sidelines, so that's a great point.
So after the sideline warning from North LA, they've got 2nd and 6. And the snap goes to Smith. And Smith getting back to what they were able to do successfully on their opening few carries, and that's take would-be tacklers along for a ride. That's a first down. A flag comes in at the end of the play.
Love the play call. Little double screen on the, double pull on the backside. Both guard and tackle pulling through the hole. Pick up a nice gain. Hopefully they can keep this first down, but they need some momentum right now.
Ja'Shawn Smith got out to the 25-yard line.
Looks like this might be a dead ball foul. So I think they got the first down, but they may be backed up. Flag came in late.
Once again, a discussion on the North LA side of the field, the sideline.
You're right.
It's going against the offense. So just when they had found some success for the first time since the opening series, they are self-inflicting some wounds here.
Yeah, just can't have that when you're down this much early in the game here.
Penalty against North LA.
And they were fortunate, of course, to come out unscathed on the last series. That ball was in the hands of Glynn, where it looked like a third touchdown for DFW East, but now they're essentially in the shadow of their own goalposts. Down at the 5. Trailing 13-0, North LA. And the long journey to get here, and hoping to avoid having to find a long way back into the football game.
Hopefully the coaches over there understand. 1st and 20, you're not trying to get all back, at once, or 2nd and 20 here. Just trying to keep running your offense. You've got time. Try and get back in front of the chains.
Kane Merrifield, or pardon, that is Smith, who had the last carry, got up around the 15. The ball comes out, but they'll say he is down with contact. DFW East clamoring for a turnover. They got a lot of the penalty back.
Overload left. Oh, man, right
and inside, there is just nowhere to go after that take. Braylon Kimball, a man amongst the 6th graders. Somehow out of that comes McAlpine saying, I wasn't down. We hit 4th down here.
And, you see there, you got some kids trying to tackle, and other kids are already trying to rip the ball, just like they see at the high school, college, and pro level. I love what they're trying to do here, great turnovers.
And the play coming in late here. Just everything's out of sync after those penalties.
Yep.
That once they thought they had got out over the 20 for a first down. 3 minutes remaining in the half. 13-0 DFW East. Here's Davis to the air with markers on the play. It's incomplete. Did someone move early?
I don't think anybody was set. Yeah.
Yep. That's declined, and for the 4th time on 4 offensive possessions, North LA will come up empty and turn it over, and Very truncated field for the second series in a row for DFW East now.
Yeah, great point, Neil. I mean, DFW East has started every possession on the plus side of the field, which every coach loves to have. And so here they are now with the ball outside the 20-yard line. Should have had a touchdown in the last drive. If they put it in here, it's going to put North LA in a deep hole going into halftime.
Majority of the action in North LA defensive real estate. And if we're talking literal or figurative terms, that can be expensive. Well, North LA late getting a player on the field. They give it to Tolliver. He meshes to the middle. Only got a couple of yards.
Eli Tolliver on the run. There's some flags coming out during that play.
We saw
offsides.
Player running directly on from the North LA bench, and that offside call further putting this North LA defense under duress. 13-0.
You're starting to see some frustration now. Kids coming on late, coaches a little bit out of sync also, and things you don't that you don't need when you're playing an offense as good as DFW East right now.
Got the wealth of options. They line up Tolliver in the backfield along with Meadows, who's got a touchdown. But now they give it to Tolliver. He'll tote the rock, and it takes 4 and 5, sometimes 6 tacklers to bring him down. Can get a first down inside the 10. This is down around the 8.
The thing about Tolliver that's also impressive for you young running backs watching, always keeps his legs driving, even on contact, even after second and third contact. Elijah understands if I keep my legs driving, I'm going to fall north and south and pick up as many yards as I can.
You've seen a lot of him. Growth continues. Where do you see his best position down the road, or where he could fit?
His size, I'm probably going to say he could be another Derrick Henry, or I could see that kid either develop into a linebacker or a DN coming off the edge.
Wow. That would be elite company. They motion Callahan on second and short. Stacked up in the middle for Meadows. He got no gain. It's a good pursuit by the North LA front to make it 3rd down and short. 3rd and 2.
And the goal of the North LA defense right now, hold them to nothing or hold them to a field goal. They cannot give up another touchdown here going into the half.
Yeah, that's an important point. Geller is a weapon, so they've got the special teams option in their back pocket. We're inside of 60 seconds here in the half. Valencia off a delay, off first contact. It looked like the tackle was going to be made in the backfield, but in the end, the second effort is enough for the first down. And you give it to Chris Davis, and he is a bowling ball of a young man.
They've got a thunder and lightning here in the backfield right now. There's a little bit of a chess match going on. You see the safeties now bouncing over on Elijah outside the receiver, playing for that slant. And so coaches run the ball because they took one man out of the box. Here we go again.
Davis. That play detonated right in the front. Sebastian Rivera, big number 60 for North LA with the tackle, and that forces DFW East, who's got the advantage here, but they're short on time, so they're going to call a timeout. And 2nd and goal upcoming with 20 seconds remaining.
I think, Coach, the North LA team is really understanding, hey, we got to get a stop here. So he's probably thankful for that timeout, kind of set things up and what they're trying to take away. When we think run, they're going to pass. Now we're thinking pass, they're trying to run. So I think you need to look for that just straight ahead, just that power running game that's got him going here. Be interesting to see if Terrence puts Elijah in the backfield in this play after the timeout.
It's also important to note DFW East kicked off. They will get the football to start.
That's correct.
In the second half. And they've been a threat to score every time they've had it here in the 6th grade championship in just their 2nd year as a program overall.
All right, Neil, they're coming out in that 3-by-1 set. empty right now. Look for Silas to make the good pre-read, and go to the guy he wants. I'm not going to be surprised if those touchdown passes in this play.
2nd and goal, 5 receivers. Valencia with the pocket collapsing. Worms his way to space, to the end zone. Touchdown. Silas Valencia. He's done it in the air. Does it with his legs. I think he was horse-collared once he got in. The flag comes over late. We'll check to be sure. But this looks like it's going to be a DFW East score.
Great job by Silas. You come out, you come out empty. You spread everybody out. You get past that early wave of the pass rush. You find a hole and you take off last night. We saw that in some of the college games last night. Good recognition by Silas.
So 19-0. Alex Acevedo is explaining to both teams.
I think they'll apply the penalty on the kickoff.
Correct, yeah, run the play clock.
Yep.
And now they bring on the special teams and Greg Geller, the kicking unit. 19-0. How about Valencia? 2 throwing, 1 running, had 1 dropped.
Really doing a good job of managing his offense and giving what the defense gives him. I wonder if Gray's going to kick this thing over the scoreboard. Let's see.
I wouldn't put it past him. But it's a bad snap, and that affects the kick.
Yeah.
It's squibbed into the end zone. So Geller was under pressure after that low snap, and 19-0 now, the new count with 14 seconds remaining here in the half. This is the 6th grade FBU National Championship. This edition started in year 3 of the tournament overall. It was down at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Georgia Cobb County won the very first edition.
Well, you remember those years?
Or they were in the final. They lost to North Texas.
Yes.
Dallas.
Yeah. And
it's amazing, Anthony, to hear some of the names that played on that team, and then they won the linear title, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But R.J. Mickens, who's playing in the college football playoff yesterday, Texas and
Hayden
Clemson.
Connors playing at Texas right now.
Yeah.
Bryce Foster, who was at A&M, transferred to Kansas, and now announced he's coming out in the draft. So those kids are now about to make that transition to the next level. So a lot of great FBU alumni doing some big things there.
You had Will Harbor, who I believe went to the Naval Academy.
Yep.
The pedigree is unmatched. This is the premier event in youth football, and the talent that's shown through the years. We've got the latest edition right now in 2024. Starting off the middle school championships here in 6th grade. On the kickoff return, and it's a good one. Slippery is Lee Simon, the 4th. He broke 3 tackles before he's finally halted with progress at the 46-yard line. So this is the best field position to start for North LA. The problem, there's just 1 second left in the half.
Yeah. Love the energy I saw out of that run, though. I think they'll try and use some of that here in the second half. Got to get him going, get him the ball.
It's a group that you want to buoy their spirits, keep them positive. What is your discussion right now if you're Coach Dirt at the locker room speech, knowing that you got to play defense, start the 3rd quarter, and you're down 19-0?
Well, I think, one, you've got to make some adjustments on offense. You know, it's tough with a team that is so balanced right now. So they got to make some adjustments there. And they just got to get their offense going. A lot of slips. You know, not that Dallas isn't playing good defense. Nice little bubble screen here.
To McDaniel. McDaniel all the way into DFW East territory. That's the first time they've done it all game. But it's the conclusion of the half that will halt any future progress. But the progress trying to get to the pedestal for DFW East in the 6th grade FBU National Championship. They lead 19-0 after a half of football. here in Naples, Florida. And we'll break here on the FBU YouTube channel and come back with the second half here in the 6th grade championship. DFW East on top, 19-0.
In a place this stunning, you can't help but think, the only thing I want from a vacation is the finest everything, which is why only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
But I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Mommy got the Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Shamanah made me. Coach Jones made me. My team made me. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
Florida's Paradise Coast is more than just the home of the FBU National Championships. We're also the home of endless natural beauty and wild adventures, the home of holes-in-one and one-of-a-kind dishes, the home of incredible comebacks, and just plain kicking back. So come discover a sports paradise, because only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Seeing some of the pictures from the opening half here in the 6th grade FBU National Championship, and that touchdown that started the scoring to Tony Glynn from Silas Valencia, who's thrown 2 in the air and 1 running. And the swarm of the defense, and that great stick in the middle by Trendon Meadows, one of 4 turnovers on downs with the football. The only time they didn't was on the final play of the first half. North LA finally got into DFW East territory, but that was with 1 second remaining. But just the composure and control of Valencia. And then on the ground, Meadows with a score. Neil Sika, Anthony Williams with you here in Naples. DFW East going to get the football to start the second half. That was a scary moment with the injury to Eli Tolliver. He came back.
I think one thing, Neil, that North LA doesn't want to change is field position. I mean, literally, the DFW East won the battle of field position in the first half, and that's why they've got 19 points on the board. I'm sure the coaching staff would like to see that flipped. Use better special teams to maybe flip the field, but they've got to get something going here on a shorter field, because this, as good as they are on offense, as you saw, solid on defense, good tackling, in position. This is a very solid overall team with only 15, 16 kids. Very impressive.
You saw that dropped ball by Glenn, which would have been his second touchdown. It's the only reason we don't have a running clock to begin this second half. It would have been a 25 at least nothing lead, 24 points, the threshold. And so this is why it's so imperative North LA comes up with a stop on defense to get them not only back in the game, but to avoid the game shortening.
True.
And we're back.
Would like to see a deep kick here, a 3 and out, get the ball in a shorter field, get in the end zone, and make this a game. That's what they're really going to need this first series.
Back to receive for DFW is number 2, Brandon Callahan Jr., and number 3, Tony Glenn.
So to kick it off for North LA, Jalen Williams. Well, he was going to, and now he's heading over for equipment issue. I think he had to get his new mouth guard.
Neil, I'm hoping North LA is not thinking onside kick here. Kick the ball away and try and flip the field here. You do not want to give them a short field here.
Williams ready to kick.
And there are a lot of DFW East players up near midfield, maybe anticipating something of that philosophy, but it's more of a squibber. And taken on the bounce by Glynn. He's got a touchdown, and now out of the ruckus right around the 30-yard line. That's where DFW East will take the football. And their head coach, Terrence Bullitt. And one of the fascinating things you were just telling me, and I couldn't believe it, but Eli Tolliver and his noticeable physical presence, but he's very green when it comes to playing the game overall.
Yeah. We talked last week in the Austin bracket, and looking forward to seeing him at camp. He's just a great athlete, but he still needs to understand the technique along with his positions in the game. So
he's not in there for the first snap of this opening play of the second half. Valencia. And that is the start that North LA needs defensively. Nowhere to go for Callahan Jr. Keone Sosefo Coco.
Nice job there, Neil.
There's going to be more. Don't worry.
Wait for the 8th grade game.
And they call him Big Coco, and he is a stud and makes a stud play when North LA needs it most. So 2nd and 15 and DFW East off schedule.
Yes, got him behind the sticks here, 2nd and long. Hopefully they can build on this, get the ball back, make this a little bit more competitive. Elijah back on the field here at wide receiver here at the bottom of the screen.
They look for him on the slant. They've got it. Tolliver. Midfield breaks it. They won't catch him. Eli Tolliver takes it to the house. What a turn of events in Naples. 25-0 DFW East, just when North LA thought they had conjured up some momentum defensively, and the game-breaking play to a guy that's going to be a game breaker down the road.
Great
if he's
catch,
not already.
Great catch and run. Valencia, another accurate pass, hit him in stride. They were not going to catch him once he got past that.
Third touchdown pass in the air for Valencia, 1 rushing. It's 25-0, and now we've got a running clock.
If you saw in that last play, Coach, the North LA defense trying to bring their safety over, kind of expecting that play. He got a little bit over on top, was thinking deep. We ran the slant, middle of the field, wide open. Elijah took it in for a touchdown. Great call.
The game-breaking ability. And Valencia throws another dart, but that's great work in coverage by North LA. And knocking that ball away was Arnold. So the conversion no good, but it's 25-0 and the clock moving. Well, the funny thing, we were just talking about Tolliver's newness to the game. We've seen these commercials, our spots with Battle and Jeremiah Smith, arguably the best wide receiver in college football. Here's another look where the conversion falls incomplete.
Really good coverage there by Arnold. Playing on the inside, not getting the pass interference.
But this is the game-breaking ability, making a Smith reference, and we're not that far off. Just throw it to him, and he's going to take it all the way.
Yeah, almost hyperextended his knee there. Hopefully he's okay.
He was excited, to say the least. 76 yards on that quick little slant. And the rest done by Tolliver. And Jeremiah Smith was an FBU.
Yes.
Disciple through the camps.
Played in the All-American game down in San Antonio. Yeah. He's a specimen. He's just a great kid, great athlete, great young man off the field also.
U.S. Navy All-American game.
Yes.
And wonderful to see them get involved down in San Antonio. That tradition now that's almost 2.5 decades old.
Yes, sir.
Where's the time go? So we've got the running clock. We're already down to 6 minutes in the third quarter. Reminder that threshold is 24 points. Greg Geller to kick it off. And the mesmerizing, quick little slant to Tolliver. He takes it the rest of the way.
Well, now it's a little bit tougher for North LA, obviously, Neil. You know, you got the running clock now. It's not impossible. I've seen some games, even in this tournament so far this year.
That's where you got to get a score just to stop it.
Just to get back normal here. They just need a big play, something to give them some momentum to try and get back in this game.
From the 40, Geller kicking off. And it's just such a weapon, isn't it?
It is. I mean, coaches that are out there, find you a kicker. Go to your local soccer program and go find you a punter and kicker, because he could definitely make a difference in field position at these at the youth level.
The pendulum of where that North LA offense has had to start with it compared to DFW East, and it's all because a great kick or a touchback, and you've got little daylight to operate. So now North LA running short on time and chances here in the 6th grade championship.
North LA needs a similar play to what Elijah just showed us. You know, a little slant where one of their great athletes takes it to the house. They need to score quick here and get going. A little reverse, counteraction, and another slip.
Jet sweep to Smith. No gain. Chris Davis was in the hole. There were others that were ready to make the tackle if need be for DFW East. And that's where you see the versatility of a DFW. They can throw it. They can run it. We haven't really seen the passing game get into heavy gear for North LA, if you will. And that can be a struggle for teams sometimes as arms and young men develop.
Yes. We see a little bit more of the strategy play. Now Elijah's playing safety.
Manning Jr. was running off the QB delay, and Tolliver just stalking him down, immediately seeing that develop. But it was a good gain for Manning Jr. in the end, about 5 yards. And there's Tolliver, who just scored that big touchdown.
I think Coach T is making an adjustment on defense now. With Elijah back, he's almost playing a rover, just sitting in the middle of the field, trying to prevent that big play we just talked about that North Texas is looking for.
That's a swing to the flat. Excellent catch, won by McDaniel, and a really good tackle in space for the DFW East defense. Going low and making the stop was Glenn, and it's a yard shy of the first down.
I think it's easy to say they need to convert this first down. They do not want to give the ball up right now.
And the safety valve, usually that wildcat to McAlpine, the fourth. And he's going to get the first down with that power in the middle, and then forward progress will stop things at the 35. But that is a first down, and well executed by North LA to keep the football here. We're inside 3 minutes in the third.
Shout out to Tony Gwynn. You mentioned on that last play, a nice tackle to prevent the first down. He saw it on offense as a receiver. He saw it at corner. He's a really good utility player.
You know, Tony Gwynn could hit. Tony Glenn can also hit, but that's in a different sport. On the 50-50 ball in the air. Smith in coverage.
Another great play by Braxton there. Just playing great defense, and you know, they're throwing at him. They got their big receiver over there. I think probably go at him again here.
It was Warner defending on Jason Smith. Open receiver at midfield, but that's going to short hop a wide open man out of the backfield where Manning Jr. was under pressure.
Great work by our camera team there, showing the balance off the turf there. Good job, guys.
Got the best. William Warfield and his crew. Our producer-director here in Naples. 90 seconds coming up here in the third. Manning Jr. No hesitation. And he's got a first down to the 48. That's what he can do best. And even if there's not much in the passing game, he's got the wheels to make something happen. He's a leader.
Make something out of nothing. That's what a quarterback needs to do.
Got the snap at his own 44. Both times he's thrown that swing pass out to McDaniel, who's lassoed down. It's almost looked like a lateral. Needless to say, it didn't really come into play because McDaniel caught the ball both times, but this time he's roped down.
Braxton Warner with another great open field tackle and a very tough play there. Great job by that young man.
2nd and 11 at their 47. North LA up against a running clock and a big deficit here in the championship. Manning Jr. flush to the outside. That's broken up. It's been some type of series here defensively from Braxton Warner.
Yes, it has. Very impressive in coverage there.
He's looking for Smith again, Jason Smith. So 3rd and 12. And the personnel was a little off the mark, and now a timeout because Elias Ishjas was hustling to get off. So that'll stop the clock with 6 seconds remaining here in the third.
Very tough here. I'm almost kind of rooting for North LA. Neil, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they've run a play on their side of the field in the first half. Do you remember? If North LA
No, they finally got the territory as the half expired.
Yeah.
Of course, we root for a great game, the impartiality of us, but we want to see these kids succeed. They've traveled a long way, and it's a lot to give up right here before Christmas time, and you're doing all this travel and trying to fulfill some youth football dreams, the premier event in youth football.
And as you mentioned that, shout out to all the parents, you know,
For
during
sure.
the holidays, getting out here, traveling, driving, flying, getting a hotel, and all this 2 days for Christmas. Shout out to all the parents out there who support their kids above and beyond.
That is an understatement, for sure. 6 seconds remaining here in the third. Out of the timeout. Davis throws. He's the new quarterback. That is caught. It's short of the first down. It's the end of the third quarter, but they will run a play, North LA, in DFW territory. And they'll have a fourth down when we head to the fourth quarter here in Naples. 25-0 DFW East with the lead with a quarter to play before we crown a champion in our first middle school game in 2024, the Naples Championships.
Jeremiah Smith, that's JJ, take 2.
What makes me me is not the fact that I can jump high. It's not the fact that I can run fast. It's not the highlights.
Oh my goodness, Jeremiah Smith!
But I do like the highlights. I've been who I am before all that. My family made me. Mommy got the Ravens made me. Boy, those hills Coach Rob Mack made us run, those made me. Shamanan made me. Coach Jones made me. My team made me. My love for the game made me. My love for the game made me. And I just got to pay it forward. That's JJ.
Well, we start the fourth quarter. They had awarded a first down. It looked like a case of mistaken yard identity there. I don't know if the officials necessarily picked up. It should have been 4th and 3, but North LA isn't going to complain. They need to keep the football because the clock runs. A pass incomplete over the middle to start. There's another throw in the seam. It's intercepted. Meadows over midfield. Picking off Riley Davis. And to the 36 of North LA, and DFW East continues its dominance.
Great job by Meadows, dropping back into coverage, getting right in the passing lane. Makes a great catch with his hands, and now I'm back to being a running back. Gets some good yak after the interception. Great job by that young man.
Got a rushing touchdown. He was going for the pick 6. He'll just have to settle for the pick. And a good job by Davis. Riley Davis has taken the last 2 snaps at quarterback for North LA and didn't give up on it. But this is a familiar narrative. Deep into North LA territory, DFW East starts a possession. And they're in full command of this one. The clock their ally. 25-0.
Elijah Meadows not even on the field right now. I look for a lot of pound the ground right here to run the clock and get out of here with their first championship.
I'm glad you bring that up because it is separate from the DFW team that won at the 6th grade level. We saw them win at the 8th grade level a couple of years ago. The trophy won't have to travel too far, but different program associations.
It'll also be interesting to see how Terrence builds on this team. Now, winning at 6, you get more kids on 7th. Maybe they can be a three-peat like we saw with North Texas.
Groundswell, yeah. And those North Texas teams that we spoke of over a decade ago, they were absorbed by DFW over the course of the history of this championship. We'll have the 14th edition of the 8th grade game later today at 6. 7th grade title coming up at 4. Callahan Jr. tries to bounce to the outside. Jazz Davis makes the tackle. It's just about execution here. No mistakes if you're DFW East, right?
Run the ball security. You know, just stay in bounds. You know, little things that kids need to learn when you're ahead like this. Learn how to play within the game and understand the clock.
The receiver flank to the near side is Coleman. You've got Valencia here. He's in total control. Taking the play clock low, gives up the middle. Davis rumbles to the 32 for about 3 more.
And Neil, you bring up a great point about Valencia. Very mature for his age. You know, I'm not trying to run the ball, do anything spectacular, manage the clock, get the snap late in the play clock. Let's get this clock down and let's go get our championship trophy. Been very impressed with him today.
Just excellent poise for the position. Of course, it helps to make the plays, too, and he can do exactly that. Wants another one. Dropping it in the bucket. What a catch from Glenn. Well, it wasn't in the end zone like he thought he had his second, but that's a highlight reel catch.
Great adjustment on the ball. Great throw. Outside shoulder away from the DB. I mean, those two are going to be something to watch over here the next couple of years.
And it goes back to your point. Yes, the headline name, Tolliver, just passing the eye test, but there's so much depth for a roster that's not really all that deep in terms of actual personnel.
I count 15 kids, Neil, on this total
That's
team.
unbelievable. Playing both ways. And that's where, again, you go 7th grade, 8th grade, you can add more reinforcements.
Get some depth,
Middle run. Messiah Washington was right in the hole to connect on the tackle. Now a late flag. Had some extracurriculars that have boiled over, some emotions after the call and give to Davis.
Neil, looks like Elijah's day might be over. He's sitting here on the bench with his helmet off. I think I don't know if it's the injury or they're just trying to save him, but I've never seen him sit down on the field with his helmet off, so I think he might be done for the day.
They got to keep that wrist iced if he's going to be lifting the trophy. Of course, he had the big game-breaking play here. The only points so far for DFW East in the second half, the long touchdown reception and run to make this a running clock.
But he's had an impact on every offensive play because wherever he goes,
without a
the
doubt,
is they're trying to double him and let his other teammates just shine. You mentioned, obviously, Valencia. You mentioned Gwynn, just making great plays.
This was a personal foul after that tackle on North L.A. And they'll have to keep their heads north. They'll be back. But there's a lot to like, and there are a lot of parts that can make plays on this roster. Speaking of making plays, another one to Coleman. What a championship game for Valencia. Coleman with the 4th touchdown receiving, 31-0 DFW East.
Valencia with a dart on that one. I don't know if we have the stats, but that kid's probably throwing at about a 75-80% clip. Not a lot of incompletions today. Smart decision with the ball, making plays with his feet. Very impressed with him. His performance today has been outstanding.
It's hard for the pros to do 70% completions. 4 touchdown passes, 1 rushing.
Yeah.
And should have had a 5th.
Yes.
They go for 2. He'll throw to the back, and that's incomplete. Wanted Warner. Warner's done such a good job defensively that maybe get him involved on the other side of the football. 31-0 DFW East. Clock runs inside of 3 minutes. It's all but academic now. Our next championship at 4 o'clock Eastern here on the FBU YouTube channel. That's the 7th grade game. And we see Ohio, that program which last year the Ohioans, Ted Ginn Jr. coached the 8th grade team to a championship. Their 7th graders, which are stacked, get Central Florida.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a Central Florida team that's made a run this deep in quite some time, but looking forward to that game.
Yeah, that's Low Wood and his organization out of Orlando, Central Texas. They finally got through and got to the championship. All 3 teams made it here, but a 7th grade team is playing for the championship, so that'll be a good matchup with Ted Ginn's team, who are always well coached, very athletic, and not going to hurt themselves. So that'll be a really good matchup.
That's a good piece of trivia for those watching or have followed this event through the years. 2011 was the very first FBU National Championship in San Antonio. It was only the 8th graders, and it was Central Florida that won the title.
He did.
And that kick away to Lee Simon, the fourth. And Lee Simon to the 30. Joseph Clark, the running back on that Central Florida team, was the MVP in that win against Dallas. They beat them in that 8th grade game all the way back when. The years are piling up, Anthony.
Yeah, they are.
But we see the Central Florida 7th graders come to toe against Ohio. And then the 8th grade game. How about Utah? Those 7th graders last year were sensational, won the championship. Now they're back in the 8th grade game and playing SoCal. So a lot of West Coast flavor in 2 of these 3 games.
Yeah.
And Utah looking for that elusive next step up championship, which has happened with GFL on a few occasions. We mentioned North Texas going from 7th to 8th grade and winning a championship.
We've had a lot of great 8th grade champions, as you know, Neil.
Sure.
This Utah 8th grade team this year might be the most physical I have seen. I'm really looking forward to watching more 4 quarters here today, later on today.
You mentioned the pronunciations. It will be physical. That is for sure. That's my physicality coming up against
Just
it. 18 seconds left.
Try not to bite your tongue on some of those names.
We're well rehearsed through the years.
Kudos to Dallas Northeast. I mean, they literally have been impressive in every phase of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. And when you're good in all 3 phases, you're going to win a lot of games. So kudos to the coaching staff and the players here.
There will be sunnier days and title games for North LA on the scoreboard. The horn sounds on the final play of this championship. DFW East, they are certainly not least when it comes to the 6th grade national championship. They take the title. This program in just its 2nd year under the direction of Terrence Bullitt, and they were a Bullitt train in this championship in all phases to the tune of a 31-0 victory.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to both teams for getting here. A lot of teams wish they could have been in this game, but hey, there's nothing wrong. It's great to win, but you learn more when you lose as a player and as a coach. And I think North LA will take this loss, go back and get ready for that 7th grade team come back. This team come back next year and trying to get that 7th grade championship. So kudos to both teams today.
Elijah Tolliver stands out again, but Silas Valencia was not silent, to say the least. 4 touchdowns in the air and a rushing score. Meadows, Coleman, Warner.
Glenn.
Names go on and on.
Yeah.
Glenn, yes. So 31-0, the final. DFW East will head to their trophy presentation. And we'll remind you, we'll be back with you toward the top of the hour for the 4 o'clock kickoff when Ohio and Central Florida connect for the 2024 7th grade FBU National Championship. Well, we saw a team worthy of a crown, Anthony, and looking forward to what's in store for the next 2.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Thanks to our crew led by William Warfield. And to start the day in the middle school championships on this brilliant Sunday sunny affair in Naples. For Anthony Williams, I'm Neil Seeker. We'll be back with you coming your way at the top of the hour on the FBU YouTube channel. 4 o'clock kickoff for the 7th grade FBU National Championship, Ohio and Central Florida. 31-0 DFW East, the champions in 6th grade. So long for now from Naples.